Hi and welcome to the Quinta, and in today's video about beekeeping, the hives are being attacked by both European and Asian hornets, so I'm going to try and do something about it. Come along for the ride. So why is it that beekeepers are concerned about the Vespa velutina, the Asian hornet? Well, the simple fact is it is a non-native invasive species, and it does particularly like to feed on bees. It actually happens to feed on all sorts of insects as well as bees, but we notice them, of course, most around the hives. We've seen them taking wasps and we've seen them taking flies, but we want to slow down the attack rate, and this is the solution that I am coming up with. Yeah, I went up yesterday to have a look, and they were flying in and out, the hornets just coming in and out and in and out all the time, and I couldn't see very many bees, so this might be a question of too little too late. This is really tricky and it's quite sharp. Okay. Come on, Stephen. No, missed again. Honestly, that was not your finest moment. Let's get you squared off a bit. Now, I am aware that there is a possibility that this could impede the bees getting in. Now, if that's the case, it could make them even more vulnerable to the hornets, but there's only one way to find out, and that is to experiment. Okay, so here I am up at the bees, suited and booted, and I've got the cage which I've made. So, do you think it's going to work? Let me know in the comments. Can the bees get in and out of this? At the moment, they seem to be doing okay. A bit of confusion, to be sure. Well, it's a bit early to say whether that has been a successful strategy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang around up here for a bit, and I'm just going to see what happens for a while, and I'll see if I can get any more footage of the hornets as well. Well, as you can see, it is slowing them down arriving back at the hive. My concern at the moment is that they are a little bit vulnerable outside the cage. I think the only way is to see whether they start to learn how to get through the gap. These are the returning foraging bees, so this is a new barrier for them. Well, they're definitely making their way in, but you can see it is causing a little bit of confusion. If you've got any other ideas, then do let me know. I was thinking maybe I could make a hole in the front, just a small one, that the bees will more easily get in. Don't want to make it too big, because of course that means hornets can get in, and there is a hornet. That looks like a a European hornet to me, rather than an Asian one. There it goes. Processing the bee, and off it goes. That's it. I can see them going through, some of them going through quite quickly. I'm hoping that they'll be able to learn to get in, rather than providing a nice smorgasbord of bees outside for the hornets to come and just pick off. That's definitely an Asian hornet there. So we've got the European hornets and the Asian hornets coming to grab the bees. Great. Does appear to be confusing the hornets. Butting up against the thing. The bees are seeming to... Ooh, did we get one? We did. There you go. They're pretty efficient. Amazing, catching them on the wing, tuck them up and off they fly. It's not really what you want to see as a beekeeper. Some are just going straight through. So I think the actual mesh is about the right size, which is good. Any bigger and of course the hornets will be able to get through, so it is a balancing act. So the real question is, are they going to get used to going in and out, or am I actually making it even easier for the hornets to pick off the bees? I don't know the answer to that, and obviously I'm very interested to hear what you think and what you do differently. You know, I am a very amateur beekeeper, as you'll probably have noticed if you watch the other videos. I am very much learning, and of course trying to do something about the Asian hornet is really important for, well, basically all of the bees in Portugal and increasingly all over Europe. Right, let's go back up and see how they are coping. Okay, what is interesting to observe, they're still being slowed down a bit, but the hornets, because they're being forced a little bit further out from the hive, from the landing strip, they're actually having to hunt over a larger area, and that is making their life a little bit more difficult. Just not giving the hornet such an easy time. Another European hornet. There we go, so it's trying to catch them. It's got a different tactic to the Vespa velutina. The Vespa velutina literally grabs it with their legs. Quite impressive to see. Whereas this one seems to be having a bit more of a hard time. Doesn't appear quite to know what to make of it. There's a Vespa velutina next to it. You see how the Vespa velutina hovers. It's fascinating to see the difference. There you go, the Euro just dropped on something, and there's the Vespa velutina's got the bee. They're very, very effective. And there goes the Euro. So I've been in two minds as to whether I'm going to actually open it up a bit. I'm just going to take out a little square here and just see whether that facilitates the bees getting in. Hopefully the hornets won't find it so easy. Let's push the way because I don't really want the bees getting hurt. There we go. Right, you're going to find your way in there, guys. Well, at the risk of being accused of marking my own homework, that does appear to have been moderately successful. The bees are still getting in and out, and if it reduces the attrition rate slightly, that's on the side of the bees, of course. We will see in due course whether that is a viable strategy that we can continue to employ, because I really don't want to have the colonies completely decimated by these animals. And I've actually just had a quick look around because I could see the direction that they were flying, having taken the bees. And wasps, hornets, they go straight back to the nest with their food. So they've been coming up here, but honestly, there are so many dead trees, there are so many bits and pieces, undergrowth, rocks that they could have made their nest in. It's really tricky. We've got 30 hectares. Looking for something the size of a football, not necessarily that easy. Anyway, I hope that's been interesting, and please do let us know in the comments what you think, whether you've got any other ideas as to how we can save the bees from the Vespa velutina. If you're a beekeeper, whether you're in the UK, Portugal or wherever, and you found this video interesting, please do share it with your other friends who might be beekeepers, because the chances are, if you're in the UK, you're going to be experiencing the Asian Hornet pretty soon, and we may as well get some strategies together. So if you've got a local beekeeping association that you think might be able to help me out as well, be really grateful if you could just share that with them. In a comment on a previous video, I was asked whether I actually kill hornets, or try to, and my answer to that is no. Hornets object to being killed, and they're pretty good at defending themselves, and I really don't want to get stung by a hornet. It's not something I've ever experienced, and quite frankly a wasp is bad enough. So no, I don't kill them. However, if we do find the nest, which I haven't yet, we will have to tell the authorities, and they'll come out and they will destroy it. As I say, the reason being, it's a non-native invasive species.